Big twist in Dangal for justice. Days after meeting Home Minister Shah. Top Dharna faces joint government duty. Sakshi, Vinesh, Bajrang back at work. But wrestlers adamant on WFI boss arrest.
आंदोलन से जो स्टेप है वो बिल्कुल वापस नहीं लिया है और ना ही लेंगे जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिल जाता हमारी लड़ाई हमारा सत्याग्रह जारी रहेगा.
What happens to wrestlers' protest now? Top focus on 6 p.m. Prime with Nabila Jamal.
Good evening, you're watching 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Nabila Jamal. Our top focus this evening, a big twist in the wrestlers' protests. A month after sit-in protests, wrestlers have now withdrawn. The top wrestlers, including Vinesh, Phogat, Sakshi Malik and Bajrang Punia, have withdrawn from the protest site but not from the cause. They're going to continue in solidarity, protesting against the Wrestling Federation of India's chief, Brij Bhushan, calling for his arrest. I'm going to take you through exactly what happened through the course of the day. The headlines first. Restoration of train tracks completed within 51 hours, 2 days ahead of deadline. India today accesses first images of loco pilot and assistant. Most crucial statement in the case.
जिन परिवारों के मेंबर्स खो गए उनको किसी न किसी जल्दी से जल्दी उनके पास उनके परिवारजन पहुंचे. ये हमारा दायित्व.
UP gangster Mukhtar Ansari gets life imprisonment. He's been found guilty of Avdesh Rai's murder. In fact, here we're looking at allegations of no expenditure on the railway tracking system, Kavach. Only 4% of trains across India have the Kavach system. The rest of them yet to be implemented. Allegations on the Modi government for not ensuring safety of passengers. Rahul Gandhi's attack on Modi government in New York over Odisha train tragedy, says Modi driving the car of India looking at the rearview mirror. Congress Mantri resigned last time over the tragedy. This is Rahul Gandhi's claim that the Congress has taken responsibility, unlike the BJP.
The Congress party did not get up and say, now it is the fault of the British that the train has crashed. No, the Congress minister, I remember.
UP gangster Mukhtar Ansari gets life imprisonment. He's been found guilty of Avdesh Rai's murder. Conviction has come 32 years after murder took place. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin slams China on his India visit, says won't tolerate coercion and bullying. Former Pakistan Army Chief General Bajrang heckled in France while he was on a holiday with his wife. Afghan civilian accuses him, insults him, records the video, makes it viral online.
तो अफगानिस्तान जहाद करेगी यार मैं नहीं हूं यार ठीक नहीं भाई आप वीडियो ना बनाएं मैं भी पुलिस को बुलाता हूं पुलिस से बुलाओ पुलिस को बुलाओ
Wrestlers of India, many of them Olympians, have been sitting in protest for over a month, and now a new twist has come in the protest as these front runners, the faces who are poster boys and girls of the protest, Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Phogat, Sakshi Malik. Three of the main faces have now withdrawn from the protest site and have gone back to their railway job, a government job that was awarded to them by the government. In fact, this Dangal, it was nearly reaching its end. The ace grapplers, Sakshi Malik, Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Phogat, front runners of this ongoing wrestlers' protest, have gone back to their routine jobs. This comes after wrestlers meeting with the Home Ministry on Saturday at his residence in Delhi, in which the wrestlers reiterated their demand for arrest on WFI chief, Brij Bhushan, saying they will not call off their protest until Brij Bhushan is arrested. But early this morning, there was news that broke out that Sakshi Malik, Vinesh, Phogat and Brij Bhushan and Bajrang Punia, in fact all three of them, have decided to call off the protest, sit in protest and go back to their regular jobs. But they are going to still protest in solidarity. Their satyagraha will continue. That's what Sakshi Malik says. She has clarified after there were lots of questions being raised on their withdrawal, sudden withdrawal from the protest site. Sakshi Malik gave out a clarification saying they will certainly continue protesting against Brij Bhushan and calling for arrest and also asking for an overhaul of the Wrestling Federation of India. Remember, this comes just days after protesting wrestlers went all the way to Haridwar in an attempt to immerse their medals into river Ganga. They were stopped by farmer leaders at that point in time. They promised that they're going to come back, dared the government and the police that if action is not taken in 5 days' time, we're going to come back to the same spot and we'll throw away medals into the river Ganga. It appears 5 days later, instead, these same protesters have now withdrawn their protest, but with a disclaimer that they are in solidarity with the case and the victims. They will continue their fight for justice. In fact, I did speak to Sakshi Malik myself a little earlier today, where I did ask her if they are going to come back at a protest site. This kind of protest was really mounting pressure on the police. Certainly, action hasn't been taken as per their demands, but the case is on in court as well. It is going as per law. When I asked Sakshi Malik if they are going to come back to the protest site, she says, we'll see. Listen in. I'm going to cut across to Sakshi Malik, who joins us on the phone line. Sakshi ji, आपने protest से आप दूर हट गए हैं, क्या हुआ है? आपने इंडियन रेलवेज वापस ज्वाइन कर दिया है. आपका क्या कहना है? ये इमेजेस जो हमें आया है, आपने ये निर्णय कब लिया?
बिल्कुल भी हमने अपना आंदोलन से जो स्टेप है वो बिल्कुल वापस नहीं लिया है और ना ही लेंगे. जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिल जाता हमारी लड़ाई, हमारा सत्याग्रह जारी रहेगा और हम लड़ते रहेंगे. और रही बात रेलवे की, तो मेरी कुछ जिम्मेवारियां थी, तो मैंने यहाँ आके अपने 1-2 काम देखे हैं. लेकिन ये बात मैं क्लियर करना चाहूँगी, ये अफवाहें जो है ये हमारे आंदोलन को कमजोर करने के लिए फैलाई जा रही है.
जी साक्षी जी, आप धरना में नहीं बैठेंगे तो ये मतलब हुआ कि आप वापस अपने ड्यूटी पर चले गए हैं, तो धरना में बैठेंगे नहीं अब?
वो जो भी होगा आगे हम बता देंगे. अभी हम रणनीति बना रहे हैं कि आगे हम इस लड़ाई को कैसे और नया रूप दे सकते हैं, कैसे हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं.
All right, now just to quickly elaborate on what Sakshi Malik said and her intentions. In fact, my colleague Nitin spoke to her in a longer conversation. Here's Sakshi Malik explaining to why they've withdrawn the protest and claims that she will continue in solidarity, or rather will go on with the protest in isolation. Listen in.
साक्षी, ये खबरें मीडिया में चल रही हैं कि आपने रेलवेज की नौकरी को दोबारा ज्वाइन कर लिया है और आपने जो है आंदोलन से बैक ऑफ कर दिया है.
बिल्कुल आंदोलन से बिल्कुल भी वापस नहीं हटे हैं हम. जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिल जाता लड़ाई जारी रहेगी, सत्याग्रह बिल्कुल जारी रहेगा. और रही बात रेलवेज़ की, तो आंदोलन के साथ साथ अपना 1-2 काम, अपनी जिम्मेवारी मैं निभा रही हूँ. तो 1-2 दिन मैं ऑफिस का काम देख रही हूँ.
साक्षी, ये कहा जा रहा है कि आंदोलन से आप हट गई हैं, अब आप आंदोलन का हिस्सा नहीं हैं, आपने रेलवे की नौकरी ज्वाइन कर ली है 30 तारीख से. कितनी सच्चाई है?
ये मैं क्लियर कर देती हूँ आपको कि जैसे हम रणनीति बना रहे हैं आगे की, आगे हमें क्या करना है और कुछ भी हिंसाजनक ना हो और आगे हम अच्छे से कैसे इस प्रोटेस्ट को बढ़ा सकते हैं, तो उस पर हम काम कर रहे हैं, रणनीति बना रहे हैं. और रही बात रेलवेज़ की, तो मैं OST फर्स्ट हूँ और मेरी बहुत सारी जिम्मेवारी हैं. तो जब तक रणनीतियाँ चल रही हैं, प्रोटेस्ट पे नहीं बैठे हैं, तो मैं यहाँ अपना काम देख रही हूँ.
नाबालिग जो लड़की है उसके बारे में भी कुछ जानकारियां आई हैं कि बयान वापस लिया है.
नहीं, ये सब फेक न्यूज़ हैं. ये हमारे सत्याग्रह, हमारे प्रोटेस्ट को कमज़ोर करने के लिए, आम पब्लिक को हमसे तोड़ने के लिए ये सारी चीज़ें चलाई गई हैं, जो कि बिल्कुल गलत है. हम इस लड़ाई में ना ही कभी पीछे हटे थे, ना ही कभी हटेंगे. जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिल जाता लड़ाई जारी रहेगी.
गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी से आपकी मुलाकात हुई थी, आपकी और बाकी के प्लेयर्स की. कब मुलाकात हुई, मुलाकात में क्या रहा, क्या निष्कर्ष निकला?
नॉर्मल कन्वर्सेशन थी और कुछ नहीं ऐसा फाइनल सॉल्यूशन निकला। हमारा टिल एंड तक यही रहेगा कि अक्यूज्ड को गिरफ्तार करो, उसके ऊपर सीरियस एक्ट लगे हैं, गिरफ्तार करो। नॉर्मल कन्वर्सेशन हुई थी और कुछ नहीं।
साक्षी, कहा जा रहा है कि बजरंग अकेले रह गए, विनेश और आपने नाम वापस ले लिया।
बिल्कुल भी नहीं, हम तीनों एक हैं इस प्रोटेस्ट में और जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिल जाता एक ही रहेंगे और बिल्कुल भी नाम हमने वापस नहीं लिया है।
All right, Sakshi Malik's family. The moment news broke out that Sakshi Malik has withdrawn protest, there were lots of questions being raised on whether Sakshi has pulled out support itself from the cause. But family members also have now reiterated what Sakshi has said, saying that she is very much standing by her statement and her demand, wanting for Brij Bhushan's arrest. She is just only going to be returning to her duty for the moment. Listen in.
जैसे जंतर मंतर पे जो घटना हमारे साथ हुई है 28 तारीख को, हमको वहाँ पे ना जाने की परमिशन है। हम जैसे ही इस आंदोलन को वापस धरातल पे लेके आएंगे वैसे ही जो है हम प्रोटेस्ट वापस शुरू करेंगे। बीच में कोई छोटा मोटा काम होगा वो उस बारे में उन्होंने ट्वीट करके जानकारी दे दी है। और लगातार 3 दिन से खबर है कि हमारा समझौता हो गया, वो भी झूठ है। पोस्को ने नाम वापस ले लिया उनके पिता का, वो भी बयान आ गया है, वो भी झूठ है। हम जो है लगातार डटे हुए हैं, आगे की जो भी प्रक्रिया होगी वो आपको जल्द बता दी जाएगी।
हमारी साक्षी मलिक से बात हुई है, कोई तो आंदोलन वापस नहीं हुआ है। आंदोलन प्रॉपर तरीके से चलता रहेगा। रही नौकरी ज्वाइन की, वो एक जिम्मेवार पद पे है, वहाँ जिम्मेवारी पद के हिसाब से वो दोनों काम संभाल रही है, आंदोलन भी संभाल रही है और अपने को जैसे जिम्मेवारी के पद के हिसाब से एक आध बार चली गई होगी तो नौकरी ज्वाइन ला लो या वैसे ला लो, मतलब एक बड़ा पद होने के कारण उसकी जिम्मेवारी बनती है। जो काम रुकता है तो उसको सुचारू रूप से चालू रखा जाए।
धरना तो चलता रहेगा जी। और जो ज्वाइनिंग की बात है वो एक बहुत बड़े पद पे बैठी हैं जिसपे उनके साइनिंग वगैरह की रिक्वायरमेंट रहती है, तो वो उस पे अपना जो उनका कर्तव्य है वो भी पूरा कर रही है और अपना सत्याग्रह भी पूरा कर रही है। नहीं, ये सारी बातें विड्रॉ करने वाली बातें हैं, सारी गलत बात हैं, झूठी बातें हैं। कोई आंदोलन विड्रॉ नहीं हुआ है, जो आंदोलन है वो चलता रहेगा।
All right, we know many of the wrestlers have spoken with this regard, may not have pledged support to the wrestlers, but of course speaking for the wrestling fraternity of India, claiming that this has really brought a lot of shame for the wrestling community and fraternity, and of course India's image globally has certainly been hit. Listen in.
मेरे को भी आपके माध्यम से ही पता लगा है, मीडिया के माध्यम से, और मेरी किसी भी पहलुओं से कोई बातचीत नहीं है। पर अगर साक्षी मलिक ने अपने वापिस रेलवे की नौकरी ज्वाइन की है, छुट्टी पे थी, तो उन्हें कुछ सोच समझ के अच्छा फैसला लिया, जहाँ तक मेरा मानना है। क्योंकि पहलवान अभी एशियन गेम्स हैं, अगले ओलंपिक है और कुश्ती काफी बुरे दौर से गुजर रही है। ओलंपिक 4 ओलंपिक महिलाएं बात भी जो पिछले ये टाइम है तो काफी बुरा कुश्ती का लिए रहा। और मेरा मानना है कि साक्षी मलिक ने अगर ये फैसला किया है तो कुछ सोच समझ कर अच्छा फैसला है, जहाँ तक मैं मानता हूँ। क्योंकि पुलिस एफआईआर दर्ज कर चुकी है, जांच चल रही है, कोर्ट अपना काम करेगा, न्यायालय अपना काम करेगा, और किसी कुछ गलत किया तो सजा मिलनी चाहिए। तो अभी अपना पूरा फोकस अभी एशियन गेम्स और ओलंपिक के लिए लगाए।
तो पता चला कि जैसे माननीय गृह मंत्री जी से मिले हैं और उनकी बातें हुई हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं उनकी जो बातें थी, उनकी जो मांगे थी वो पूरी हुई है और जिस वजह से उन्होंने स्टेप लिया है। और एक चीज मैं यहाँ पे कहना चाहूंगी कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी और गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी हमेशा, हमारी पार्टी हमेशा संवेदनशील, महिलाओं को लेकर, बेटियों को लेकर हमेशा संवेदनशील रही है।
All right, I'm going to quickly cut across to Milind Sharma, who's been tracking those developments. Milind, there was a lot of talk that wrestlers who are fronting this protest, Olympians, have now changed their mind, withdrawn from the protest, not too sure why. But quickly, these wrestlers came out refuting those claims, saying they are very much standing with that cause. They're just parting from the protest site and going back to their regular duties and are going to wait and hope that justice takes its course. Tell us more on all the questions that were raised about their sudden withdrawal. What really happened? Give us the timeline.
This is crazy. Whatever. Well, Nabila, there is much to be discussed behind the reasons that have actually led them to resume their jobs in the Northern Railways on the 31st of May. This has happened right after they have returned from Haridwar, where they were going to immerse their medals that they have worked so hard to win for the country. And there they were stopped by Rakesh and Naresh Tikait, and they were told to have given a 5-day ultimatum or a time of 5 days to decide what should be the next course of action for the protest. But in the meantime, we hear that they have resumed their jobs in the government, that also in the Northern Railways, because Sakshi Malik, along with Bajrang, Punia and Vinesh Phogat, have some files that they need to sign. They are appointed as officers on special duty in the sports department of the railways. And now the fact that the government had already removed them from the Jantar Mantar premises, all their tents and all were also removed. Will they be allowed to physically carry on the protest is the real question. We no doubt don't question the fact that they are genuinely, standing for their cause and they are fighting for the cause that is there. But will they be allowed to physically raise their voice and protest once again after being put in a government job, which they have accepted, and they have not given us reasons why they have accepted to be part of the government job? So that is one very big question there, Nabila.
So whether there was the meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah was indeed fruitful or not is again clarity we don't have, even though the wrestlers claimed that the meeting with Amit Shah was inconclusive. But quickly, right after the meeting, we believe they've decided to call off their protest. So a lot of unanswered questions, but one thing's for sure, what really takes the takeaway from this is that the protesters have withdrawn their sit-in protest that went on for over a month and have now decided to continue their protests while they go on with their routine duty at the railways, the government job that's allotted to them. We're going to, of course, continue tracking those developments, but slipping into a short break on the other side, coming back with the Bihar bridge collapse. Second time around, crores of rupees spent, nearly a decade, and that bridge hasn't yet completed. But look at the way that bridge there, falling like a pack of cards. We're going to take you through the reasons behind it. Stay with us.
Hours after one of India's worst ever train tragedies, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Balasore, Odisha. He waited till the rescue work got over before making the visit to the accident site. The Prime Minister was accompanied by Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav and Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, both from the state of Odisha. Later, he headed to a hospital to meet the injured. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had visited the accident site earlier. She met Minister Vaishnav and took stock of the situation.
रेलवे को स्पेशली ट्रीट नहीं करने से क्या होता है, कोऑर्डिनेशन गैप हो गया है. मैंने जब मिनिस्टर था, मैंने एंटी कॉल्यूशन डिवाइस तैयार किया था. इसमें एंटी कॉल्यूशन डिवाइस नहीं लगाया, जितना तक मेरे का जानकारी है. अगर एंटी कॉल्यूशन डिवाइस लगाता था तो कोई इंसिडेंट नहीं होता.
While Mamata claimed that the time wasn't right for politics, her party men slammed the centre for not installing anti-collision devices on passenger trains on this route.
One must find out what are the causes of the accident. Responsibility must be fixed. In a similar accident in Gaisal, few years earlier, Nitish Kumar, who was the railway minister, had resigned. The railway minister, Ashwini Vaishnav, should consider whether he should resign also.
The Congress urged against any politicization of the tragedy.
I have to ask many questions to our great Prime Minister and also the Railway Minister. They have to answer why such things are happening and who is responsible for this. But today we have to extend the relief to the suffering people.
Summers are devastating for stray animals. The scorching heat wave means animals living on the street struggle for water. Karma Foundation is on a mission to make life easy for stray animals.
This water bowl challenge is also one of such initiatives where we know during the scorching heats of summer has to provide the basic requirement for the health of the pet, which is water, and hence we are actually donating the water bowls.
These water bowls are a big relief for stray animals living under the open sky in sweltering weather. Karma Foundation has requested people to join their movement by placing a bowl of water outside their home or workplace. Bureau Report, India Today.
Welcome back. We're looking at Bihar's bridge that's collapsed second time in a year. Well, a lot of questions raised on the material used behind this construction. And what's shocking is that the builder was given 8 deadlines in the last 9 years, but yet despite him delaying the project that was started in 2014, he was not penalized once. And now with this bridge collapse, thankfully no injuries have taken place because nobody was there. None of the workers were there while that construction was happening. It was late in the evening on Sunday. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has now said that they will ensure the guilty is punished or the person responsible for it will be penalized. But empty promises, 10 years, nearly 10 years, and this bridge hasn't yet completed its construction itself. I'm going to take you through the sequence of events, what really happened, the opposition accusing the Nitish government of absolute corruption and failure in relation to this bridge.
This is what Bhagalpur district was promised in 2014. A swanky 4-lane hanging bridge across the Ganga connecting Aguwani Ghat to Sultanganj. But the reality is this. And not once, but twice in a span of 1 year, the bridge collapsed in a gust of wind. What happened on 4th June was quite similar to what happened last year on 30th April. And this bridge, nearly a decade after Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar laid its foundation stone, is under construction because its deadlines have been extended 8 times in last 9 years. When the construction work started in 2016, the deadline was November 2019. Not even 25% work was completed. So the deadline was extended by a month first and then by a year. 2020 came and the deadline now became 2021. The construction company SP Singla was not penalized for the delay but given more and more time as the deadline got pushed to 1st March 2022 and then to December. But then on 30th April, the superstructure between pillar number 4 and 6 of the bridge fell due to strong wind and rain. Serious questions were raised about the construction work, but no action was taken against the company. Instead, the deadline was revised to 1st March 2023, then June 2023, and then to December 2023.
We are at Sector 12 in Panchkula, and this happens to be the headquarters of SP Singla Constructions Private Limited, which was constructing the bridge. This is a well-established brand of a construction company which is operating in many states. We spoke to the officers of this company who refused to come on camera, saying that a technical team of this company is currently on a Bihar visit. They will be assessing the situation and we'll find out how the bridge collapsed.
This bridge is important for Bihar as it connects north to south, and SP Singla is a trusted construction company with multiple ongoing bridges across Bihar.
That is the SP Singla construction company, which is right now in Bihar carrying out several projects. And apart from that Bhagalpur project, which has now collapsed in the river Ganga, there are about half a dozen more projects that this company has in hand right now. A new Gandhi Setu is being constructed. The tender of this entire project has been given to SP Singla Construction Company Limited. Another bridge also in Patna over Ganga is being built by the same company, just parallel to the JP Setu. And a third bridge on Ganga is being constructed by the same company in Mokama also.
पहले से ही हम लोगों को शंका थी इसमें डिजाइन में.
Bihar's deputy CM has clarified that after the bridge collapsed for the first time, IIT Roorkee investigated and the bridge was broken because there were doubts about the design. And the Chief Minister has promised strict action.
हाँ तो ये ठीक नहीं, हम तो पूरा कह दिया जांच कर, और जांच करके एक्शन होगा, और जो अगर ठीक से नहीं कर रहा तो उसकी जगह पर कोई दूसरे तरफ से करवाया जाएगा.
पहली बार गिरा था तब क्या
देखिए हमको बहुत तकलीफ है, आप जान लीजिए, हम तो चाह रहे थे बहुत जल्दी हो जाए, आखिर मेरी इच्छा थी ना जी.
Opposition has slammed the Nitish-led government for corruption in construction projects.
Today, the entire country, and particularly the people of Bihar, have seen the visuals of the bridge of corruption that has collapsed under the weight of the corrupt JDU-RJD government. This bridge of corruption is the proof and testimony of how Mr. Nitish Kumar ji has transmutated from Sushasan Babu to Bhashtachari Babu.
While the experts debate over the accountability and reason for the collapse of the bridge, the reality is Bhagalpur Dream Bridge remains a distant dream. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, you saw that, a sheer waste of taxpayers' money. How can Nitish Kumar's pet project really fall like a pack of cards? Is there a nexus between the Neta, Babu and the builder? Well, we're looking at corruption. That could be a likely reason that's led to poor quality material used for this infrastructure. Rain can surely not be the reason that Nitish Kumar can pin the blame on. We're hoping that they get to the bottom of it and take speedy action. Thank you very much for watching 6 PM Prime.
Even as the electric two-wheeler market was getting charged to its full potential, people are questioning whether the government has prematurely pulled the plug. Companies like Ola, Ather, TVS and Matter have increased prices of their e-scooter models after the central government trimmed its subsidies. Ola has increased the prices of its base S1 Air model to 1 lakh rupees and on the S1 model to 1.3 lakh rupees. The top-end Pro model will now cost 1.4 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The Ather 450X has seen a price hike of a massive 32,500 rupees. Prices of the TVS iQube are up by 17 to 22,000 rupees. While prices of Bajaj Chetak have shot up to 22,000 rupees. The price hike follows a crucial decision by the government to cut subsidies under its faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles, or FAME-2 scheme. Under the revised norms, subsidies will be capped at 15% of the ex-factory price of the vehicle against 40% earlier. For the Ola S1, this means that the subsidy amount has been cut from 44,700 to 20,678 rupees. On the more expensive S1 Pro, the subsidy is down to 22,268 rupees from 59,550 rupees.
I mean, these are very nominal price increases that we have taken. I think single digit perhaps in terms of percentage. right? So these are normal course of business is how I classify them, right? We have product lineups coming at various price points. So we have our own pricing and product strategy, which obviously cannot be disclosed in the public. So we are very strategic in the way we take our calls on price and product. So you will you have to see this play out over the next 6 months.
E-scooters were already considered costlier than their traditional ICE counterparts. The only big advantage are the massively low running costs. While the industry remains bullish,